Andy writes, with Deadpool's massive success, do you think Suicide Squad could get rated R? Suicide Squad has not been rated yet, right? Correct?
I don't believe Suicide Squad has been rated. And I think that one of the things that is going to determine the rating for Suicide Squad, you might not be able to go back and change anything. And I don't think you necessarily want to say, oh, you know what? The R-rated movie did well. Let's go put some more blood and guts in there. Yeah. Like, I don't want that to happen, but there's been whispers, and I think they talked about on Movie Talk last week, that maybe Batman v Superman isn't the amazing Oscar-winning picture that all of us fans hope it is. But if it comes out and it's met with less than critical love, and the movie doesn't do as well as the studio wants it to be, there might be a campaign from David Ayer or whoever else at the studio to say, hey, Suicide Squad is a movie. Now we might want to separate ourselves from everything else going on in the DC universe. I think that's a worst case scenario. But Suicide Squad, what we've already seen from the trailers, that tone is very different than what we've seen from DC movies up to this point. Suicide Squad looks like it's going to have a lot more fun. There's going to be some more levity to it, and also some gritty action in there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see after Batman v Superman comes out what the ad campaign for Suicide Squad looks like. Dennis, what's your take?
I think it's going to remain PG-13. I think if they wanted to make it R, they should have made that decision. Just like with Deadpool, a long time when they started shooting. I mean, what are they going to do? Just add like little like blood splatters and then like then ADR in like a bunch of like F-bombs, like, you know, people off screen. So I think that's not the way to go.
But I think, like we were talking about before, Suicide Squad could hit that nice little sweet spot between like the edge of PG-13 and the edge of rated R, like right at that thing, because, you know, Harley Quinn's got that baseball bat she's always swinging around, and the Joker's going to electrocute people with his silver teeth. I mean, there's parts of this movie that are going to be really, really dark, and I'm looking forward to see how far they can push it with the PG-13 rating.
Yeah, me too. And I've never been one of these people that's like that needs the rating to get me to see a movie, even if it is something that promises a lot of action, a lot of raunchy laughs. I don't know that you need an R rating. Sometimes some limitations on artistic ability are a good thing because it makes you think outside the box. If you want to do this scene where some guy's head explodes and you want to have blood splatter all over the camera, and the studio's like, well, that's going to get us an NC-17. We can't do that. So think of a more creative way to pull off the same scene you wanted to do. I see nothing wrong with that. And so I think Suicide Squad, Dennis, I agree with you. Whatever they went into that production hoping to make and the rating they were hoping to get, that's what they should stick with, regardless of how well Deadpool did or whatever Batman v Superman does.
All right, Matthew Rivers writes, who's your favorite musician turned actor/actress?
John Bon Jovi's in Young Guns too.
That's true.
Favorite musician, you know, somebody who passed away a few weeks ago was David Bowie, who made a great transition into on-screen presences, and he was never the biggest actor in the world because he didn't want to be. He took roles that fit him, and it's great. I mean, look, obviously Labyrinth was amazing too, but he had so many iconic roles just being a different version of David Bowie, and he always lent something very special to the production. So that's the first one that sticks in my mind.
Bowie's a great one. What about Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Whoa.
Everyone forgets that he was actually a rapper before.
That's right. That's right.
Good Vibrations. That was the name of the song? Yeah.
Come on.
And he's turned out to be a pretty good actor.
Yeah, he's damn good.
Yeah. Obviously, Bowie has a special place in my heart. My great pull with Marky Mark. Didn't even think about that. I kind of underrated, like Tim McGraw. Every time he's in a movie, he's like a bit character, like a dad or like the sort of love interest or something. Like he's great in The Blind Side. I think the obvious one that we want to go with is Timberlake because it seems like that guy can do anything, but his movies aren't really good per se. Like he's funny on SNL, but his movies haven't been really that good.
Yeah, I think they tried to make him like an action star in that like Out of Time movie. In time, and it was just not good at all.
Did he say actor? What about like actress,
It's an
singer?
actress too.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, whoever was in, I can't remember the entire cast of Dreamgirls, but I think Jennifer Hudson was in, and she was in American. I don't think she won American Idol, right?
No, she was like fourth place or something like that.
And she's proven she has chops. Macy Gray's somebody else who, like, when she pops
Barbara
up on
Streisand?
screen, yes. Babs. Sure.
Christ.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good ones. John Bon Jovi was in Young Guns too.
How do you
That's what
guys
need to
feel
know.
about Lady Gaga's acting?
That's right. His head blew up. Yeah.
Lady Gaga in
Lady
American
Gaga
Horror Story?
acting. How do you feel about her acting?
I haven't watched American Horror, her season of that, but she won a Golden Globe for it,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, but
I think it's
That's
probably
Jungle.
better than Ronda Rousey acting.
yeah.
This is true. This is true. All right. Aaron writes, what do you think of Jared Leto's method acting? Giving a rat and dead pigs as presents makes him a better actor?
my girlfriend's dog Molly gives me a rat every day, and I don't really thank her for it. I know Ashley's going to have a very strong opinion on anything Jared Leto does, including what he might bring to you for Valentine's Day. I like method acting to me is something when you take it to that level, it seems ridiculous to me. I laugh at it. I think it's stupid. I don't think you need to do it to get into character. I think Jared Leto would have been just the same Joker that we're going to get to see if he didn't do all that other crazy stuff, but it's hilarious to talk about. Same thing with Double D Lewis when he's on set as Abraham Lincoln, and he never breaks character. I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. But look, the results speak for themselves, right?
Yeah, well, like Daniel Day-Lewis, they always talked about on Gangs of New York, would sit during Crafty and just have a big knife and look at people while he was cutting meat at Crafty. The guy's insane. I think a lot of these method actors do this simply for the stories that are told offset. Where my buddy of mine worked on Suicide Squad, and he said that Jared Leto wouldn't go out with people. Like he'd leave set and be like, "I'll see you tomorrow," or "Will I?" It's just freaking creepy, man. I don't know.
He's so hot.
Oh, cool.
So hot.
Yeah, for me, it's like I can't question their process because the results speak for themselves.
Exactly.
You see Abraham Lincoln, and from what we've seen from the Joker, and I think,
Dallas
like
Buyers Club.
people who've gone through, use method acting. It's not the only technique, but the people use different techniques to get through their process. But if that's the one they're most comfortable with, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but like those are the ones you hear about because they won Oscars. You know, it's like you never hear. I don't know if everybody tries the method act and it doesn't always work out. Like I don't know.
Like Pauly Shore, he's like trying to do method act.
Yeah, but actually, Pauly Shore is that the entire time.
Yeah.
But like
his act right now, the way he is that's actually an act.
It's and that happens to a lot of comedians where they just fall into what they are on stage, and then that's just who they are. So I'm not sure if there's been I'd love to see that online, like the worst method acting performances in history. But there's a great story from Marathon Man, who with Dustin Hoffman was a young up and coming actor, and I think was it Laurence Olivier? I want to say was in that too. There was a very famous, well trained older actor, and to get ready for a scene, Dustin Hoffman ran like 10 miles or something. He's like out of breath. He's like ready to shoot the scene, and then the older actor comes up to him. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I had to get into character." And then he's like, hey, how do you do it?" And the guy looks at him. He's like, "Acting." That's how I do it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's next, Ash?
Joseph Meldrum writes, do you think short films could become more of a thing? I wouldn't mind going to the theater to pay a couple bucks for a quickie.
Well, I don't want to see
pull there, Mo.
your short film, but I think short films can definitely come into further prominence, and it's not necessarily because people are going to go to a movie theater to pay to see them, but it's because you can go online and you can see people's shorts. I've seen shorts, and a lot of times directors like to make shorts, and it kind of sells them on a studio or vice versa, where somebody can look at a short film you made and really get excited about you making a feature-length film. But shorts on their own can be a work of art. As the Oscars shows us every year, there's shorts that everybody needs to see, and being able to watch content online helps those out more so than feature films. So yeah, I think shorts have nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's got to be online. The future of shorts. You're not going to get someone to, not even just the money, the trouble to make it to the theater to watch a 20-minute thing, So I feel like online's the way to go, and it is a good showcase for filmmakers.
But what could be cool, like what they'll do at Sundance or film festivals, is they'll show 6 or 8 shorts in a row. Well, that would be kind of cool if like some of these independent theaters were like a night of shorts in certain theaters, and you could go and watch these shorts, and people could, like what was the movie? Wes Anderson had the Hotel Le Cavalier, I think it was called. It was before a movie. Like he showed a short before, maybe it was Darjeeling Limited. I forget, but he had a short before it that got nominated for stuff. It was Natalie Portman and Jason Schwartzman. But I think it would be really cool if before, instead of all these trailers, like they showed the trailer and then maybe like a 10-minute short before some of these feature-length films would be a really cool way to feature up-and-coming filmakers.
Yeah, like what Pixar does with their little shorts.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of a short film festival, and they happen all over the place, and it's great because it's like a day. It's a festival, but it's like a day. Like when you go to Sundance to see a feature film festival, your hotel bill is like $2,500, and that's if you're staying at Super 8.
Yeah.
Like they leave the light on for you. I'm telling you, man, you just want to go one day, knock all your shorts out.
Yeah.
The X-Files writes, do you think there will be a San Andreas 2, or do you think it's more of a one-and-done thing?
I kind of see for some reason, and you're kind of going to get San Andreas 2 with the same actor and the same director when they collaborate again for the upcoming Rampage film, which we all just are losing our mind over. I can't wait to see that for his trailer. San Andreas 2 how do you up the stakes? Like, you pretty much crumble the United States of America. They went so big with that. They're like, it's not just enough to have an earthquake in California and wreck everything. That thing was sending shockwaves around the globe twice. So how do you up the ante in San Andreas 2?
I think they're going to make one, but they made a mistake because they called it San Andreas, so it's limited to that area.
Great point.
And then they're like, okay, well, it affects the rest of the world. It's like, that was my biggest complaint about that movie is I never felt like it was like a global thing or even a domestic thing. It just seemed limited to that small area.
The problem is we've already seen a sequel for San Andreas. It's called Demolition Man. San Angeles Police Department. We've seen it, guys. We don't need another San Andreas movie.
Yeah, I think, look, I wouldn't be like the first guy in the line to see San Andreas, but I mean,
it's The Rock. Yeah, we're getting Baywatch. We have to pay through Baywatch to get to Rampage. Okay, and I'm excited.
All right, Ashley, our last Twitter question of the day is what?
Cusco writes, will there be a Harry Potter anthology movie if the spin-off movie is a hit?
Yeah, the Harry Potter franchise universe. It ain't going anywhere anytime soon. That thing is gonna make bank. You don't have to buy the Hydrox cookies. You can buy Oreo double stuffed vanilla dipped chocolate fudge covered because it's gonna crush. This movie is gonna do so well. It's opening at the right time. You're gonna see a lot of Harry Potter flicks from here to whenever.
And they're opening is it open yet? The Universal out here?
They had a soft opening.
Soft opening.
Wendy went to that.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
for the Harry Potter thing. These amusement parks are killing. I went to the one in Orlando as a single adult male by myself.
By yourself.
And it was incredible.
Did you have a hat and a wand or your cape?
Listen, I may or may not have bought a wand. Okay, Dennis, I may or may not have bought a wand.
Tears forming in your eyes.
Whew, that was a good day, Dennis.
As long as you didn't get arrested and thrown in Slytherin, I think you're okay.
I'm hammered off butterbeer. Where are those flavored jelly beans?
It does sound like a fun Collider, field trip
Yes.
for all of us to go to Harry
Yes.
Potter Land when it opens. So, Dennis, I'll put it to you. Are you not only excited for all of us to be at Harry Potter Land together, we're going to see a lot more from maybe Newt Scamander, maybe somebody else, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to see some more, especially if this other one does very well. But let's say it doesn't do well. Then you're going to start hearing rumblings of, they're going to have another Harry Potter, like an actual Harry, like an episode, instead of like with Star Wars an anthology movie, like an episode 8, episode 9 type of situation.
Right. It's an interesting situation because whereas Star Wars has those episode 8 and 9, and you got to think that however they end 9, they'll probably try to continue it even further with 10, 11, and 12. But if the Star Wars anthology films don't do well, then you also have the episodes to fall back on. Right. Harry Potter, if this one doesn't do well, it's not critically received well, they might just kind of fall by the wayside.
Think about it like this. Harry Potter's an auror, right? That's his career after he gets out. He and Ron Weasley turn into like bad boys Harry Potter world. Oh, Michael Bay directs one? What?
I hate that idea, but I think that there's a lot of good stuff coming in the Harry Potter universe.
And it's going to be rated R, and there's going to be a lot of violence and dirty sex jokes.
And look, if it's taking a cue from Bad Boys 2, Dan Marino can be an aging wizard.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.